sommes-nous? Je ne reconnais pas le... Oh non, pas ça. Pas la salpêtrière! Pas la salpêtrière! Non, pas ça. Pas ça. Non! Je n'ai rien à faire ici. Ça, ce n'est pas toi qui le décide. C'est ton père, enfin. C'était ton père. Maintenant, c'est le docteur Charcot, c'est comme ça.
Ne bougez pas, Marie. Déclenchez. Vos yeux se ferment, vous n'entendez que ma voix.
Est-il vrai que vous communiquez avec les morts, mademoiselle?
Ne me touchez pas!
Calmez-vous.
Je me calme si je veux. Nous rions. Nous dansons. Nous dansons. Nous dansons. Nous sommes fortes. Nous sommes libres. Nous sommes éternels.
Mesdames et messieurs, je vous prie maintenant d'accueillir celle que vous attendez tous. Mesdames, c'est à vous.
Mélanie Laurent, thank you for joining us on Screen Watching, and congratulations on a very moving, beautifully realised film in The Mad Women's Ball. You transport us back to a 19th century sanitarium for women, this horrid place. What elements give Victoria Mar's book and now your film relevance in 2021?
Well, a funny thing is, I thought I was doing a very feminist movie, and then I just realized I was making, I hope, a woman movie. I mean, at least a movie about women. And then I was horrified to realize that in 2021, the young brother of Eugenie in the movie, who's homosexual in that period of time, was allowed to be gay, and his family was accepting his homosexuality. And then when I'm realizing what's happening to the gay kids in the USA, for example, in Texas, and I'm like shocked. I'm like, okay, so we as women made some progress for sure. We fought and we got some rights, and there is a big revolution right now, especially in that business industry where women has a voice and they are heard. And then at the same time, you can see all those regression, and I'm thinking about those gay kids who've been dropped in those centers, like my character has been dropped in that hospital because she's supposed to be sick, and when she's maybe something else.
And you mentioned Texas as we record this, the controversy over the new abortion laws in Texas intensifies. So we're not so far removed from the 200-year-old male domination of female bodies as presented in the film. It appears more relevant than ever. Yeah,
I mean that's the beginning of that story for me, to be honest. I just had a baby girl, and at the same time I was like, you know, having a girl, which means something as a mother. I was really obsessed with the idea of making a movie about witches in the Middle Age, because I thought that was a crazy story, and I know some people made movies about them, but I really was obsessed with that. And then my producer, Alain Goldman, sent me that book, and I thought there was so many crazy things in the book, who was taking feminism in another path and who was like adding so much more and so many other themes. And I thought that was more interesting than my first idea. But I was shocked because I realized I wanted to do a movie about the witches, who was basically doctors who knew plants, who knew how to heal, who knew how to relieve people. And then I'm like going back to another period of time, and I'm closer to my modernity, and those women are closer to me, and they were like having exactly the same problem as those witches. They were not burned in public, but they were like dropped to hospitals and killed because of the silence. So, I mean, yeah, we did some progress now, but we're coming from something crazy, and I thought that was modern to talk about that period of time subjects, to just as a reminder of what are we coming from.
Yeah, it's beautifully portrayed in the film, those elements. I do want to ask that in the midst of all this period detail, and it's a beautiful looking film, is Eugenie's ability to channel the deceased, and it's presented very matter of factly as sort of as real as any condition in the hospital. How would you define your film's relationship with the spiritual?
I think it's probably with the lines when she's arriving and the doctor says, "So you're talking to the death?" And she says, "No, I'm seeing spirits. It's not the same." Yeah. And he's like, "This is exactly the same. You're talking to dead people." And she says, "Why a religious can go to Lourdes and pray a Virgin, La Vierge, and not being seen as a mad woman, and why? Because I see them and they come to me, why I'm the crazy one." And I think everything it says probably there, and that was a line from the book that I saved, because I thought that was really like smart, and I loved how she resumed everything in one line, in one example. And when you think about it, yeah, why is it normal to go there, to believe in a statue, to know that she can make miracles and not being insane, and then just talking to some people and being like, they can help you and they can create miracles, but it's not good.
What are the qualities that your leading lady brought as a collaborator? Tell us about working with Lou Delage and constructing Eugenie.
Lou Delage is kind of like my muse, I would say. I'm working with her every 3 years. So we did a movie called Breathe, and she was a absolutely toxic young teenager, awful, and also tragic and very theatrical. And then talking about theatrical, we did a play together that I directed, and she was playing totally something different. And I know how she can play so many things, and I know she had that power. And she also had that, I mean, that extreme beauty, but she has the look, and it's pretty rare to have both. That insane cinégie, je sais pas comment on dit en anglais. When you look amazing on screen, how do you say that? Cinégie?
Photogenic.
Okay, yeah, photogenic. She has that photogeny, and she's also, you know, she's, and I saw her not growing old, but I'm seeing her growing, you know, and I seeing her getting stronger and closer to her own emotions, and she's also like a dream on set, and we know each other now, and we don't have to talk a lot, and it makes also the pleasure of acting together very strong, because we're like super happy to be like able, even for me, to directing her while she was acting.
You've made a truly beautiful film, and thank you very much for it. All the very best for the film's release in Toronto, and from September 17 on Amazon Prime. Mélanie Laurent, thank you so much. It's been such a joy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.